Guys, we are on Stitcher Premium. Wow, that was a nice guttural.
It was very Oprah-like.
Oh my gosh. Yes. We're on Stitcher Premium. And we're on Stitcher Premium. I was going to say you all are, but I don't know if you guys are. You should be. Ooh, jinx. Right now, you can listen to episodes of Don't Blame Me completely ad-free on Stitcher Premium. Did you know that? I mean, you knew that. But I don't know if you guys listening, if you knew that you can listen to our episodes, our regular weekly episodes, ad-free. In addition to that, on Wednesdays, we're bringing you guys bi-weekly bonus episodes that are exclusive to us on Stitcher Premium. On there, we go through Melissa's dating profiles. We talked about her dating life. I think I really want to set you up on a date with like a caller or a listener's like older sibling.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say a caller or sibling. I was like, no, we can't do that, especially because I'm straight and most of them are girls.
Yeah.
If somebody's got an older sibling in the Los Angeles area or a friend.
Yeah. Someone that you think would be great. Like, I think we really need to like, that'll be an episode, which would be great. And maybe we'll record the date. Too far?
We'd have to get them to sign a release, and then I think they wouldn't be on their best behavior.
It's true. They'd be real annoying.
Yeah.
Well,
and you don't tell them that that's what we're doing either.
No. It's like a hidden camera show. I'm in a van. I've got a headpiece.
You've got to be there.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
You have to be like in the table behind.
Oh, with a mustache. Yeah. And glasses.
Do your bachelor audition.
Oh, yeah. Chaz.
That was actually really
Chaz
funny.
Dillweed is my new favorite douche name. Chaz Dillweed. It's a good one. In addition, if you guys aren't interested in Melissa's dating life, which why aren't you interested? Because it's like living vicariously.
I mean, I'm not that interested.
Well, that's why I'm here, because I'm more interested and I'm doing it for you. We also have our callbacks there. So we get to deep dive and really give kind of like additional advice. And once you guys listen, you'll hear why we have put those into exclusive episodes, because they do run a little long. They're not, that would take our podcast to be way too long. So we want to give them some good time. And then we also have some bonus clips from episodes that got cut for time.
Yeah.
And good ones, like very good ones.
So good, like really, really good. But they were like so deep and intense, and we couldn't focus enough on them in the regular episode.
So yeah, I think you guys are really going to like the content. And again, bonus, it's ad free. And Stitcher wants you guys to love it. So they are giving you an exclusive discount. So you get a free month of Stitcher Premium. Just go to stitcherpremium.com and use promo code BLAME. Let us know how you guys like it. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Today, we have a fantastic guest who I'm so excited about not only you being here, but I'm excited about your book. So excited. I cannot wait to read it. Brittani Louise Taylor is here.
You haven't read it yet?
No, I haven't read it yet.
We have so much to talk
I got
about.
it like 2 days ago. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I'll forgive you.
Well, I also didn't want to like spoil anything. I don't know. Yeah. I just like, if
I'm the same way.
If you came and I was halfway done, I would have been like, banging the rest of it. I'm like...
Or it's like going to see, like really loving a book and then going to see the movie. It's always better to see the movie and then read the book, because then you're let down. Then
you're let down.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time too.
I'm really, really excited to read it.
My thoughts are better organized in the book. I'll just say that.
Because there's an editor, right? Too?
No, I mean, I work with the editor, but like I was really lucky because my story is that crazy, and I had it really organized because I had all my notes from my trial. Yeah. That we just really edited grammatical things and added in like 2 things to explain something, like why I had to go back. And I remember one, besides that, they left it alone. I was really lucky.
Oh my God. Will you give everybody like a little synopsis of what the book is?
Yes. Okay. So I met a guy on Tinder, and right from the start, I kind of knew that we probably weren't going to be right for each other, but he was just so cute. Yeah. So like hormones kicked in, and I think, I just talked myself into the relationship. And before I knew it, I was in love and had, a baby with him. But then things started to fall apart because there was so many things that happened. Like a woman said that him and her were having an affair, but I believed him. Later on, come to find out, no, he really did cheat on me. Like his family connections, there was just, it got really scary really fast.
Yeah. God, this is crazy because I also like followed this.
Yeah.
Like I start like
You're one of the confused viewers. Well, it's like, what happened?
Yeah,
like why is he gone?
I remember watching and then being like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And so like then when I found out you were coming out with the book, I was like, I cannot wait to read all of this.
And I didn't really have a choice. I couldn't safely make a YouTube video, and that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
All I wanted, because we're YouTubers. Like, I don't think, I'm gonna write a book about this. It was my only option, and I was going crazy during my trial, so I just started writing. I was talking to the computer because I couldn't talk to anyone.
Because you see people's comments and stuff, and you like so desperately want to like tell them what happened and set the record straight for things. But
I would type out notes that I wouldn't send to them of what I wanted to say, and then delete it. And then I was like, it's not worth it. And I'm like, I would understand on their side how confused they probably are, because they're used to me being so open. So like, is she embarrassed? Like, did he just cheat on her? Did he leave her? Like, they were just very confused. And then they started making like conjectures about it. And then they got really mad at me because I wasn't talking about it. And they didn't understand what was at stake for me.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I will say I was not one of those people. I immediately was like,
I get those people though. I understand.
But I immediately, as somebody who also like makes YouTube videos and who has like gone through shitty stuff while I'm like still being like a public figure, I was like, this isn't just a story time. Like, this isn't going to be just something like that. So
yeah, and it's hard, like, especially like I've said this a lot, like the fight came to my doorstep, like I didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
But like, when it came, like push came to shove, like I needed to do what I needed to do to protect Rex and protect me. And I had no choice. Like, and even now, like, am I terrified? Yeah. But I feel like, it's better for a ton of people to know what happened to me and what I look like and what my son looks like. That's safer than only a handful of people knowing.
Yeah.
And if it saves other people, then I won.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so excited to read it. And you have the cutest, guys. If you have not seen he's remarkably cute.
And he's just cute from the inside too. Like he just wakes up smiling, and he's obsessed with cars, but he calls them gars. So he'll wake up and go like, Mama Gar. And then he wants to like hold her.
Oh, I wish he was here.
If I brought him in, he would be He loves blondes. Like, he'll start doing this thing where he gets in front of you and he'll run in circles.
Stop it. Yes.
And he'll keep like looking back, like, do you see me? Do you see me? Like, look, I can turn really good.
I love it. I swear that's my number one market is young little boys, because like I also kind of
cougar.
A little bit, because I give the Disney princess vibe. My best friend says that. She like literally like the group of people who like me the most are like tiny little young kids. We're like, oh my God, Elsa. Yeah. I'm like, do you want to build a snowman?
What's really funny? When I was in college, I went to college for 2 years and then I dropped out. I went for one. I came to LA to be an actor.
Same.
High five. Okay, so basically when I was in college, they had those internships where you could go to Disneyland and like, for the summer. And I was like, oh, it'd be so fun for me to go. Yeah, I wanted to go be a princess for a summer and take the business classes, because they have those business classes for free. They're actually really expensive.
Wow.
And it'd be a win-win. They said the only character I could be was Tigger because I was so tall.
I was like, I got turned away.
Or they said I'd probably get like, be able to pick up trash or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So I didn't do it.
I had a friend that did it and she absolutely hated it.
But I've had people that have done it that have loved it and said it was like summer camp all summer. So I think it probably depends on who your roommates are.
I think, she was like a weird character. I forgot what
I think there's a hierarchy too. Like if you're a princess who gets to talk, I like a princess who performs, and then all the other ones.
My friend in college, Portia, her cousin was a Disney princess, but she got recruited to go to like Disney Japan. So she was like a really good Disney princess. So there's different categories. She looked just like Cinderella, and she was pint sized, like 5'1", like buttermilk skin. I don't think that woman has had a zit in her life.
Same.
And she was so sweet and like crystal blue eyes. She looked like a Disney. Yeah, it was perfect.
Wow. If only I looked. That'd be fun. I can't be one. Yeah. I don't have curly hair either. Except now there's one who does Elsa. From Brave. It could be. I'm cold and angry.
I don't think I could be any of them.
That would be a reach. I'd like Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. But he's not a princess.
Too tall.
I just want to be a minion at Universal, but then switching brands. Is that betrayal?
Oh, true. I don't know.
That's a different company.
That's where Harry Potter is, right?
What?
Yeah.
That's where Harry Potter is.
Yeah, then I would be happy. I would go get some butterbeer and hang out in my minion costume. That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah. Well, guys, this is Don't Blame Me. It's an advice podcast with me, Megan, and Melissa.
Hello.
Heyo. And in this podcast, you guys are new here. It's basically where we give advice. So callers call in, leave us voicemails, and then we give them advice on their lives. And you are like going to be so good at this because of like
your life sounds like a call.
My pain will be helpful.
No, and like I think that's why the podcast works is because like that's what we say all the time. I'm like people call in being like, oh my God, I'm depressed and I hate my life. I'm like, I can help you because I also feel the same way. So I think this is going to be really great.
I'm excited.
I can't wait. If you guys want to call in and be on an episode, the phone number is 310-694-0976. And to our international listeners, you can email us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Shall we get in now?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've really ever dealt with like military or anything, but I've been a part of it my entire almost 20 years of life. My dad was in the military. I married in the military, but this is the first time that I've ever been overseas for the military. And I honestly thought I could handle it. I thought it would be so much fun. Me and my husband would go all over this country, and it hasn't happened. And we're supposed to be here for 2 years. We've been here for 8 months. But he had orders to leave a year early. I was hoping so bad that he would take it, like that we could go. And he says he might want to stay because he has a better chance of promoting. He has a better chance of getting classes and getting certificates. And my dad warned me when I married him, like, hey, military, like the career comes first. Family comes second. And that sounds so selfish of me of wanting to leave when he has so many more opportunities out here. But it costs so much money to fly back to the States that should I just stick it out another 18 months or should I just go home? Because I'm not happy and my husband has said go to the doctors and see if you need medication or whatever. But I don't want to do that. It's not me. It's this damn place. And I don't think he understands that because he's not home all day like me. He has a job. I can't get a job out here. And school was supposed to help me out. But honestly, no, because I'm still stuck at home all day. And we got a dog, hoping that would help it. My loneliness, not really. He doesn't really. Sorry, he just walked through the door. He doesn't really help me. He snuggles, but he doesn't do anything. And I don't know. I just thought it would be a lot better than what it is. So let me know if you can help me figure out if I should just stick it out or I should leave early with the dog and try to get situated back in the States before he comes home. That would be greatly appreciated. I love your podcast so much and I've been watching you for years.
Oh, this is hard.
She's so cute. I just want to be her friend. I want to go to that country.
Whatever country it is.
We'll come.
Yeah.
For
she
a
says
week.
it's expensive, so maybe we won't be able to come. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I think
my thing is if their marriage is doing well, leaving might be hard. But if there's trouble going on with them, that's a bigger issue, I think, than... but I think anytime you move or go to a new place, it's I've been stuck in Arizona for a year, even though I grew up there. And the first year I just hated it.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you get into your routine, you know this, you find your restaurants you like and, you make friends.
And when you didn't ask for it, when you didn't elect, this is a choice I want to do, it's something you have to do out of necessity.
Yeah. And I think that, if she's really, into painting, find painting classes. I think whatever your hobbies are, you need to get out of the house if she's going to stay and find ways to stay busy. Sell everything online. Do anything to keep your mind busy because an idle mind is dangerous.
Yeah, I think I'm completely on the same page. I think the biggest issue, which is not even really necessarily going to be helpful saying this, but exactly like you were saying, the issue for you right now is loneliness, but loneliness manifests itself in different ways. And you are homesick and you're missing all of these things, but you have him. So now imagine you have those other things, but you don't have him. Is it a different kind of loneliness? Do you have the same feeling of loneliness, or would you feel better, still lonely, but better even if he's not there? Because I think that's the issue, is the fact that you're not going to get everything that you want. So if you can kind of piece it together, which way is going to make you the happiest? And then also not to be that person, but the idea that and I don't have any experience with knowing really a lot of people in the military, only friends who've
I've
dated
had friends
people
that have moved around a lot. I know it's hard on the kids, but
but how this seems like this isn't a one-time this is going to be an issue for a long period of time. And like, do you guys want to have a family? Like, this is something that you said that your dad had told you, that work comes first, family comes second. And it's not selfish for you at all to feel lonely and to really like want your partner to be there, because like that's what you expect and what you ask of them. But you also need to evaluate, like, is this something long-term that you're going to be able to handle mentally? And I don't know if there's, like, I'm assuming, no, I shouldn't assume, but I'm assuming that also part of the reason why you can't get a job is there's a language barrier. And I'm sure that would make it hard to kind of create and foster like friendships in that place. So
unless you made friends with people on the base.
So I was gonna say, is there like I know there's a couple YouTubers who like are like Casey Holmes, if anyone watches her. She is a military wife, and she vlogs and like films and talks about all that stuff. But also people like, she becomes friends with other women who are also military wives in the same situation. And so there is that kind of like built in, hopefully, support system. But like,
and if you love someone, like, it's worth it. Like, if he's a good person and good to you and you're just lonely, that can be worked on. But if there's like problems in your relationship, that's different. But if you have a really good, loving, strong man that just wants to like take care of you, but he's also like, you know, that's just his career. Like, you did sign up for that. Yeah. So it's just figuring out what's going to make her happy.
And I think you guys need to make a long-term plan to be like, okay, so after this, because I think the issue is mismanaged expectations, that you thought we're going to see the world, we're going to do all this other stuff. And like, he's allowed to change his mind and be like, oh no, I really want to follow in this specific career path and this is the best place. So I think you guys just need to have like a hard conversation about like, plan out the next 10 years, not even like, and just be like, where do you want to be and where do I want to be? And is this like sadness and loneliness temporary in this place? Or do I need to either decide this is where we're going to be for like the next 10 years, or do I need to stick it out for like X amount of time? Because I think how you approach it will be different knowing how long you're going to be there. And then also you can make that choice. Cause I think right now it's also probably a lot of like hurt, cause you feel like, oh, this wasn't supposed to be this long. And she doesn't necessarily benefit from it. He does. Yeah. And, but yeah, I think you just have to be really like open and honest with him. And I know it's like stupid to say like make YouTube videos, but like do something like whatever hobby or anything that you do, do something that makes you have to like human. That's like the biggest thing. Like when I'm super depressed, I'm like, I have to human. I like, cause like I could go when I like lived alone and like was in college and miserable, but like walking out of like getting out of the house, having to human, having to like talk to people, having to like put on shoes and walk. But like I like will get in these like phases where I'm like, I cannot talk out loud and like hear my own voice for days at a time. And I'm like, that's not healthy. Like you just get trapped in that. So having a hobby that like school online, it's different. Like something that you have to get out of the house, something where you have to communicate with people, use other parts of your brain, and just kind of get some like face-to-face like human interaction is so important. And while a dog is great, I think you need to focus on your own mental health. And also there's no shame and nothing wrong with seeing somebody.
Yeah, and seeing.
And you saying that you don't, like your husband thinking you might need medication. I don't think you should go into like going to like, I would start with going to a therapist, not a psychiatrist, but like, hey, who knows? Maybe you would, and there's no shame in that. And I think you need to focus, and both of you, he's focusing on his work, but he also needs to prioritize your mental health, and so do you. And like, know that this might, it might not like fix itself overnight, but like just like taking steps towards it.
But if we were there, we'd be your friend.
We would. I would totally hang out with you and with your dog.
Some of my best friends that I've made, though, I've just said, when I first moved to LA, I was a bridesmaid in her wedding later. I said to her, look, I just moved here. I'm so lonely. Do you want to go to lunch? Oh my God. Like sometimes just telling people, because they don't know how you're feeling, then they go, oh yeah, okay, she's lonely, and then they bend over backwards to try to help you. So you sometimes just need to ask for help from perfect strangers that you think might be cool.
The amount of times I've become friends with people where I'm like, I feel like we'd be really good friends, like, do you want to hang out? I have like no friends, and I say it like a joke and they're like, sure, and then I find out later they also have no friends. Like, well, so we both were like joking that we had no friends, but we have no friends, and this is what we do all day. I think as soon as you can kind of like break that down, you don't have to appear like you have your shit together, because that's how none of my friends
do. Most people don't.
No, I don't know anyone who has their total shit together all the time. Yeah. You have your shit together.
It takes a team of people to have it.
No, but we can still be friends. Yeah. But like, you're not like a mess.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, best of luck. Let us know how it goes. On to the next.
I'm 22 and my now ex-boyfriend is 25. And we dated for about a year and 9 months. And I just recently broke up with him last week. After the breakup, he came over to pick up his stuff because, stealing boyfriend's things. And we had this long conversation about why I broke up with him. And just to give you a little bit of context, the reasons were that I just couldn't deal with feeling like I had to take care of him anymore, just because he doesn't really know how to take care of himself. And whenever we would argue, he wouldn't listen to anything that I said. He would just kind of argue until he was right, even though he never was. But yeah, so I kind of told him the laundry list of things as to why I broke up with him. And then I thought that was it. But then he texted me a couple of days later asking me why I broke up with him, which obviously is confusing to me because we just had that conversation. So I texted everything out again and sent it to him. We had the exact same conversation again, but through text message this time. And I thought that was it. But he kept texting me, so I blocked his number because, I have shit I need to do that doesn't involve telling him the same thing 3,000 times. And then today, he just Facebook messages me the exact same question, asking why I broke up with him. And at this point, I am losing my goddamn mind. My 2 friends told me I should take the screenshots from our previous text conversation and send those to him. But I wanted to know if you had any advice on in case that didn't work. So, yeah, please help. Thank you. Bye.
Well, you're dating Dory.
Are you just doing it? Sometimes you just need to stop responding. If people don't get it, because it's not, he probably is hearing her, but he's trying to get her back.
He's trying to get a different answer.
Yeah, because he's just trying to get her, it's not over yet. So, but why is it over? Because I don't really want it to be over. He's trying to keep getting back in her. If we're doing the Dory thing, he wants to get back in her ocean. He's on the beach.
Completely.
He wants to swim back in there.
Swim right back into the ocean.
Yeah. But the water's shallow and he doesn't know what to do.
Doesn't know, so he just keeps saying hello, me.
I love this metaphor.
Yeah, me too. But I think that's exactly what that is. It's it's an excuse. It's the reverse side of what I always used to say. When I was in high school and I had a crush on a guy, I would always do you know what the homework is? I'd come up with an excuse
to talk to them.
Yeah. But then when you're in when you break up of a relationship, you just come up with something just so you can keep I'm just going to stay on your mind. I'm just going to keep talking to you.
But I think he's really hurting. So I kind of feel bad. I think he's really into her.
Yeah. And
so he doesn't want to let it go.
God. Yeah.
But I've also noticed with men, they have a switch sometimes where they can just turn it off and not listen. So he may when he starts to hear something that he maybe doesn't want to hear about himself, he might not
baseball. He's like, baseball. Baseball. But yeah, boys are not always so bright.
I wish I could do that. No, I wish I could turn off my brain. That'd be amazing.
I would sleep so well.
Me too.
I would just immediately close my eyes and be out and not just be think of all the terrible things.
I have a Post-it list in my brain that I run through every night, and it drives me crazy. So I go through, did I get this? Darn it, I missed that one. And I'll hop out of bed and go and do something. It's awful.
Yeah, no, I'm terrible. I'm not good
OCD,
at it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that the best thing to do is just stop responding. Yeah. I think that's the only way, just block him. Because if you keep giving attention, he's going to keep trying.
Because he's going to take you responding as your interest, which it's not. But he's going to ignore, he's been doing, ignore what you're saying and just take it as it's a response. But if you want to send the screenshots, I think that's funny and petty. And then
block him.
Yeah, then block him after that. So if you want to do that, I don't think it's going to get your point across. It'll only just be funny for you and your friends, which
it's just awful anytime you have to break up with anyone. I hated it.
Yeah.
And I was always the one that would stay in a relationship too long because I didn't want to hurt them. Yeah.
What's your astrological sign?
Virgo.
Okay.
Does that fall in?
Really.
Okay. No, but I'm always the one I worry. So I feel bad for this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I think that that I've been there too, where you just have to stop responding, and then he because negative attention is sometimes better than no attention. Mm-hmm. So I think he just wants her to talk to him because maybe they'll work things out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the best bet. I think it's not even you already broke up. You don't owe him anything, and then he's also gonna be able to get over it if he doesn't talk to you and if you don't engage with him. And so I would say block him on everything. I don't think it's petty. I think it's just you're doing it for both of you. You're being hey, I have shit to do and I can't do this.
Say, I'm gonna block you if you don't leave it alone. Yeah. And say, look, I still want to be your friend, but you need to stop messaging me all the time. Just be straight up. Yeah. So then you don't totally gouge him.
I think he doesn't want to be your friend. He'll be like, I'll be your friend. Like, do you want to make out too? And I'll hold hands?
Yeah, this is like the whole closure thing. Like, he's trying to get... He's like seeking closure, he's trying to
he's never going to get
he's
trying to unclose it.
But like,
if it's a box, he's like ripping it open.
Yeah, but he's never going to get it.
She's over there with like tape trying to like...
oh my God.
Trying to close it back up.
Yeah, I think you need to, for the both of you. And also just take this as like a wonderful compliment too, because clearly you have your shit together so much that he's like, I know he literally he just wants to be with you so badly. Yeah. And like, it makes sense though too, because she's saying her issue was that she felt like he didn't know how to take care of himself, and that she was doing it. I'm always a caretaker
too, and I feel like you also bring that on yourself.
Yeah,
like because you like start like, oh, they can't pay for something. Well, I have money, I can pay for it.
But she's recognizing it too.
But that's one of my biggest downfalls is I always like let people become codependent on me. I'm not codependent on them. But they start to like need everything from me because I'm always giving and trying to fix.
Yeah. Well, that's totally a Virgo thing. Yeah. Very much like that. One of my best friends is a Virgo, and she like packs lunch for her boyfriend who doesn't live with her. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, what? I'm just packing leftovers for him. I was like, stop it. And it's sweet,
we could hang out. We'd have a lot to talk about.
And her sweaters, everything is so organized.
Oh yeah. Mine's color organized. My closet's color organized. Yeah.
Virgo. But yeah, you don't have to feel bad about cutting him loose because it'll help him. Right. He'll get over it faster.
He has like a list of things that you want him to fix, and if he's not trying to fix any of that, keep moving.
Why can't he, like, if he desperately wants to win you back, can he just like wait 6 months, get his shit together, and be like, look, I listened and I did it.
Yeah. And for him too, like, you know, if someone doesn't want you, just walk away. Like, you don't like like it's like Taylor Swift, they only want it if it hurts. Like it's true. I feel like sometimes they want to be tortured, but you don't really want to be tortured the rest of your life. So if she doesn't want you, just leave it alone.
Deuces. Okay. Also, feel good about yourself. I want to be that girl. Like, she's like has her shit so
she was
together.
So funny.
I know. Like, I'm done. I have shit to do.
And then I go on Facebook. He messaged me again. That's what I want.
I die. Okay. On to the next.
Hi, Meghan. I just got my first job 5 months ago. 3 months into the job, some guy started talking to me, and I think he likes me, but I don't like him back. And he's kind of very clingy and touchy. He every time we cross paths, which is very often, I hate it. He's like, "Oh, fist bump, high five," and he's trying to do a handshake for us. And he purposely bumps into my shoulder or taps my shoulder, and I told him I don't like that. It makes me feel weird when he taps my shoulder. He's like, "Okay, I'll stop." And then he kind of butts in my conversations with other people. And there's this guy I really like at work, and I'm talking to him, and he comes and he sees us talking. He butts in, interrupts our conversation, and starts talking to me about when are we hanging out, like, oh, we should hang out sometime. And I'm just like, no, I'm kind of like busy. I have plans. He's like, oh, can I be a part of those plans? I was like, no, they're kind of personal friend, family things. They're like, oh, but we're friends. I was like, yeah, but these are very close friends I've known for years. He's like, oh yeah, I understand. And somehow he got my phone number, which I don't know how he got. The only people that had my phone number, the people that hired me, and the receptionist, which he does not work in those departments. And he's found all my social media, like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, everything. And he confronted me about how I didn't follow him back on Instagram. And I told him, oh, I'll do it later. He's like, why can't you do it right now? I was like, oh, I'm kind of busy. He's like, why can't you do it right now? It's really quick. I was like, okay, fine. So I followed him back and I accepted his request. And then he started liking every single one of my posts, like since I had my Instagram. And he started commenting on everything. And every time I post an Instagram story, he's like, oh, haha, that's funny. I was like, oh, that's dope. Oh, that's nice. Like, oh, sweet. I was like, why are you doing this? And so he tries to start a conversation with me on social media, and I kind of just delete it because I really don't want to talk to him. So my thing is, how do I get rid of this dude? I don't want to quit my job. It's the first job I've ever gotten after 2 years of looking for jobs. And I really don't want to be that new girl who's reporting some dude because this dude has a crush on her. I don't know what to do. Can you please help me? By the way, this guy's like 30 years old or something. I heard he was like in his late 20s, early 30s or something. I'm 19.
This dude is parched.
Dude, my God, he is beyond thirsty. It's like Holes, my favorite movie.
No, you know I have not seen that
I know,
movie.
that's why I said that. So when he's in, they need the onions, and they're like dying in the desert. Yeah. This is how fucking parched and thirsty that man is. He's like,
so he's the one trying to eat the onion.
Yeah, but no, she thinks
the onion.
She's the onion, and she's so close. She's like, don't open this jar of onions. God, if anyone hasn't seen Holes,
all this made me feel really uncomfortable because I don't even know, because I know what it is when you want work.
Yeah.
And if you finally get a job, like let's say, because we're both actors, what if you got something on set and then someone's harassing you, you really want to be on the show, but you don't want to report it because you want to get in trouble? How do you handle that?
Oh, well, that's actually makes me give advice that I wasn't even thinking about, because that's happened so many times on sets I've been on. And you feel really uncomfortable and you don't want to report. And also, I don't know about in your industry, but in our industry, majority of the people above are men.
Yeah.
And so
men,
I'm reporting a creepy guy who's 20 years older than me who like is making me uncomfortable, but I am going to report that to another guy who's 20 years older than me. Like, how am I supposed to feel comfortable? And God, I'm so glad you said that, because I would have never thought of this, but I would just find like allies in that. Like I would find on a set, you get really close to like makeup artists. Like I would find the women, and then I would be like, this person really creeps me out. And they'd be like, yeah, never going to happen again. I will not leave your side. I will like make sure and do all this stuff. And to like, just like protect me in that. Like I've had that with like other actors who like had no sense of personal space. And I am like very big into personal space. Like I'm totally a toucher and a hugger with people that I know and love. Yeah. But if I don't know you, like it, like even her describing it gave me a pit in my stomach. I'm like, I hate that. We had one kid who would just like every single time I'd be getting my makeup done, my eyes were closed, and he'd come up behind me and hug me and kiss me on the cheek. And like, I don't know and I literally had a makeup artist be like, you can't, like, just FYI, you can't do that for the actresses. It really like doesn't help me do my job. It really distracts me, and made it about it. So it wasn't me being uncomfortable, though there's nothing wrong about me being uncomfortable, but I get the situation when you feel like you can't report it.
But I don't know if she can have a buddy system. We don't know what her job is. So it's not like, you know, like on sets, you have group situations. Yeah. She might just be, she said, a receptionist and something else. I don't know where she's working or what she can do. I think she just needs to be point blank honest and say, I'm not interested. And like, when he touches her, I would say that makes me uncomfortable. Please stop touching me. Like she needs to start drawing the line. Yeah. And if he won't stop, I would start documenting it. So yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, because like if he won't listen, there's something wrong there. Mm-hmm.
And just like
but her following him back and her responding and stuff, I think she is, without even knowing it, encouraging him, and she needs to nip it in the bud.
Well, I think it's the female complex of being like, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable for making me feel uncomfortable. And so like, you're not doing anything wrong by that. It's like the same reason why like when men make inappropriate jokes about women and women laugh. Because it's like, I'm uncomfortable, but I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable because you've made me feel uncomfortable. So I think like,
I'm just going to talk about it later, how that was awful. Yeah.
And so I think like keeping a track record to potentially report to HR. You've said that you have a crush on some other guy at work. I think maybe this first of all, okay, this one, I'll do the second part I was gonna say after. I don't know if you've said anything to the guy that you have a crush on. I think like if you've said like, oh yeah, maybe I'm sure somebody else has noticed how much this guy's into you. And like,
she needs a fake boyfriend at work.
And you need to tell somebody to like, so like if any of your coworkers or anyone else might know like, oh yeah, no, I always thought you guys were close friends. Oh, I didn't know that. Like this guy that you might like might not be thinking that he has like he might be thinking that you and this other guy are going out and something like that. So I think like telling at least one person at work, so it's not like that aspect of it. And then I would also say, I'm quicker to just say report it to HR because of the age thing, because you being 19, as mature as you might feel, someone who's like 10 years older than you at that age, until you get to be about 21, I think like,
but she needs documentation too.
The 10-year age difference speaks to what, not about you, it doesn't speak to your maturity. It speaks to what that guy is attracted to. And that's like the fact that there's a teen still in your name. Like that to me, just like, it's not, and it's like, he's clearly not an adult who can like hear rejection. And so my instinct reaction would just say report it to HR. And you can also start, because I had a couple friends recently who just reported different people to HR. And the first thing that they did with their HR person, they had a great one, said like, when we talk about this, when you want to tell me anything, like what we can start small. You don't have to tell me who this is. You can just talk to me about it, and you can tell me what you would like and like what situation you'd like. Oh, I don't want my phone number to be given out. I don't want people to be randomly showing up at my desk. Like I don't want like calls to come through if I don't know who they are. And so kind of setting up parameters and then you might not even have to tell HR who the specific person is. If you can just be like, I want my workplace to be like safe and private. But if you have to tell who he is, like
you gotta.
But just in cases, our brains don't always log it. But if he said something creepy, I would write it down. I would do date, time if someone else is there, because like the problem with H&R, they are gonna want proof.
Yeah. So
she's got to come and show them.
And he probably has seniority over her.
Yeah. So she needs to say like he had this and such was in there. Like Meghan was in there with me, and they heard him say this, or here's all these inappropriate messages and whatnot. So, and he got my phone number and I didn't want that. So but I think she needs to tell someone because, or she leaves her job. That's kind of her options.
And then even if you just want to like the threat of HR to him, because like have been, don't be afraid of protecting his feelings at all, because he's not caring about your level of comfort, and just be like, hey, I feel like I've been pretty clear with you, but if I haven't been clear, I'm sorry. I felt pressured into following you on Instagram. I
don't apologize though.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Just being like, I love it. And just be like, I have been relatively clear. I thought so. And I just want to let you know that I don't have any interest in you romantically. I don't have any interest in being your friend. And it makes me really uncomfortable when you are at this point pretty much harassing me on social media and like talking to me at work and constantly. Like, this is not a relationship that I've like ever asked to be a part of with you. And if you continue to contact me, like I'm gonna talk to HR.
But she also needs to be careful just because of this. When I was in high school, I had a teacher that was hanging out by my car and being crazy. I kind of said like, if you don't leave me alone, I will go to the principal. Then he went to the principal and said that there was rumors that he was. So you can't tip people
you can't
off.
tip them off. Yeah.
So Meghan, it's best for her to just like take her case and go straight to HR.
Okay, I take it back.
Don't warn him, because he'll go and say, oh, such and such, she's like this little thing or whatever. She's mad at me.
You're right.
Yeah, she will turn it before she can turn it on him.
Okay, you're right, guys. I take that back. You're right. Just go to HR immediately. God, I know. I think you're right. This scary dude. I hate men in power. Like freaks me out too. There's that idea. Ugh. Gross.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been touching her too, which is like,
I hate that. I don't even like, I don't care if it's a fist bump or a high five. No. Like when you don't know somebody and somebody like wants,
she told him that it made her uncomfortable.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't give a shit about you feeling uncomfortable. Like it's, oh my God.
Yeah. I think at this point she's warned him enough times. She just needs to make the documentation and report it.
And go. Yeah. Because I think that from now on she needs to, and say it loudly. Like when she's around people, she say like, please don't touch me without my permission, or please don't text me without my permission. She needs to start. So witnesses.
And where did he get her phone number from?
Probably.
Google. I mean, I know that we can.
He probably looked up her first and last name, and then maybe he knew.
It might be on Facebook.
But like, what if someone at work breached and gave him her phone number too?
Yeah. God, yeah. And also I would say, like, I hopefully this doesn't result in you like needing to leave your job. It sucks. I think right now we're in like hopefully an influx of like women being defended really well at the workplace. But at the off chance you said you had been unemployed for a while and this was like your first job, it won't be your last job. Like don't be, this is not something that comes with the territory of like being employed. Like you don't have to deal with this.
The company will want to take care of it because then it's a liability on them because they could get sued. So they're going to want to be in her corner, but she just needs to show the proof. And I would tell him no, like don't, every time he doesn't want to do it, I would document it and then I would go report it. Yeah. And the reporting, it's hard because it's embarrassing, but like sometimes you need help.
Yeah. And we have a lot of like listeners who work in HR who've given like great advice with that stuff. We had like a teacher who like got like wrongly fired and stuff. So really just, I know a lot of people also in HR, not to shit on them. Some people in HR really love their jobs and really want to fight for you. And other people really just are looking at the bottom line and not wanting to cause drama. So do a lot of research and Googling beforehand of like, what do I need to have? What are my rights? What are they going to say that they don't have to offer me? And like all of these other things. So do some research and then just go in with your case and like be confident behind it because you're not being sensitive. You're not being like wimpy. It's not anything like that. Like if you feel uncomfortable, there's a reason why. It's the reason why you get that pit in your stomach and you're like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah, that's when you get in trouble is when you don't trust your instincts.
Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Well, really, really, really wishing you best of luck. And I hope the guy that you have a crush on at work, I hope that happens.
Well, maybe that will work out. Maybe she tips off him that he won't leave her alone, and then he becomes protected, and then they start hanging out, talking, and then they get married and have kids.
Yeah. It just like gives you a nice, like, I don't know, like a cushion of someone who knows. That's what I think the first thing is someone who knows. So if you're like trapped in a corner talking to somebody, they can like be like, oh, she doesn't like that guy. That guy's creepy. Let me go save her.
Yeah.
Unless they're friends.
If they're friends, then you should not have a crush on that guy. Gross. Also, I have such a picture of the guy in my head. He's got long, slicked back, greasy hair that never washes, and he wears a pocket square for no reason. And he has a really thick like buckle on his belt.
But she seems so sweet. She just needs to stand up and say no.
Yeah. Because men are scum if you don't tell them that they're being scum. They'll still be scum, but you have to stand up for yourself. Okay, it's time for a break, guys, and we will be right back.
Own iconic luxury items at unreal values with The RealReal, the leading reseller of authenticated luxury from top designers. Shop from designers like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Rolex, Cartier, and hundreds more, all up to 90% off retail. New arrivals come in daily, and every single item, yes, every single one, is authenticated by The RealReal's team of experts. In fact, The RealReal employs over 100 brand authenticators, gemologists, horologists, and art curators from around the globe who inspect thousands of items each day to ensure that every item is 100% authentic. We can hear how much I am not qualified to have any of those jobs, considering I can't even pronounce all of them. That's how you know they're fancy. Shop and consign women and men's luxury fashion, as well as fine jewelry, watches, art, and home. Shop online or visit one of their stores in Soho or West Hollywood, or visit one of their luxury consignment offices in Chicago, Dallas, Miami, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. And new customers receive an automatic $25 off at checkout. Now, guys, I've been browsing The RealReal for really like a long time. I mean, haven't we all? I definitely get into like these holes of being like, you know what, I definitely deserve a Gucci bag, and then I'll talk myself out of it. But I really love consignment. I've been shopping like consignment since I was in high school. Hashtag save yo money. That was a lame hashtag. Don't use that hashtag, guys. But yeah, no, I have definitely really loved looking and finding some super cute things, especially if you're like very into designer stuff or vintage designer stuff. I think it's great. The watches are super cool. I love the purses, everything like that. And I have now figured out that, guys, they've got a shop in West Hollywood, which I don't live that far from West Hollywood. Well, I mean, everything in LA is like really long drive away, but I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. So shop in-store, online, or download the app and get 20% off select items with the promo code REAL. That's realreal.com, promo code REAL for 20% off select items. Support for today's show comes from BioClarity. BioClarity is a garden-given, skin-loving beauty brand that wants to help you achieve beautiful, naturally glowing skin. Now, I've heard a lot about BioClarity from other podcasts I listen to, so I was really excited to try it. And also, if you follow me on Instagram, you guys know that I'm obsessed with skincare. I love skincare. And they've got two different skincare routines with BioClarity, the Clear Skin Routine and the Essentials Routine. So the Clear Skin Routine is for combination oily or breakout prone skin, and the Essentials Routine is for normal to dry skin. Both of these routines have a 3-step regimen. And the Clear Skin Routine, it helps rescue stressed skin, banishing bumps and erasing redness. It's cleanse, treat, then restore. And for the Essentials Routine, it's a same thing, 3-step regimen, and this one is packed with gentle nutrients that nurture your natural radiance. And who doesn't love to be called naturally radiant? That's like one of my favorite compliments, other than being like, wow, your skin is perfect. And that one is cleanse, store, and hydrate. So for me, I really love the cleanser in these regimens. They're so good. It's like a foaming cleanser, but it doesn't strip your skin. I really want my skin to feel clean. I mean, don't we all want our skin to feel clean? But especially if I've been wearing makeup all day, it just feels like it's hard to get that gunk out of your face. And then if you're going to use a cleanser that's like really good at like getting all the dirt off your face, it feels like it strips your skin and leaves it really dry. And what I love about this is it doesn't at all. Like, my skin feels clean, but also like soft. Their products are 100% vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, sulfate-free, and artificial fragrance-free. And the best part, 100% risk-free money-back guarantee, which I think is so important with skincare, and this is proof that you guys are really, really going to love it. So take the first step to healthier, more radiant skin by going to BioClarity.com. Right now, when you purchase a skincare routine, my listeners will get a free clarifying mask with your order, guys. And you know how much I love masks. That's a $25 value for free. But you need to enter my code BLAME at checkout, so don't forget to do that, because don't you want a free mask? You want a free mask? You just do. I know you do. So go to BioClarity.com and use my code BLAME at checkout to get your free clarifying mask when you purchase a routine. For a lot of beauty brands, luxury means something that you have to splurge on. But when you experience the performance and innovation of Hourglass Cosmetics, you'll find for them, luxury means so much more. Guys, I mean, I feel like everybody knows about Hourglass. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan. I think I've been a fan since, actually, I can actually pinpoint the exact time I was a fan. I did a video in which I made like a metal head crown, and I wore a dark red lipstick, and I got the Hourglass liquid lipstick from Sephora, and that was, I mean, I definitely have my old nose, and I was in college. So let's just say I've been a fan for a really long time. I love them. They're cruelty free, but I love just everything in general. The formulas of the highlighters, the ambient lighting powders are so good. They make my absolute favorite setting powder, my brow products. Literally the only thing I use in my eyebrows right now is just their brow gel. I'm obsessed with so much of what they make. And I think what I think really separates them from different beauty brands is the fact that like you can get away with wearing these with like natural looks, and then if you want to be like super, super, super extra, that's what I really like. I like things that I can wear every single day, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. This is like too crazy and outlandish. But if you want to like mix it up with other stuff, that's what I really, really love. And Hourglass's Caution Extreme Lash Mascara is groundbreaking. Its advanced formula is completely vegan and never flakes or smudges, even after wearing it all day, which I can attest to because your girl has recently been crying a lot, and it really, really, really lasts on my eyes. And I also am one of those people who like will always forget that I have mascara on and rub my eyes, and this doesn't transfer, which is fantastic. The tapered brush delivers endless length, intense volume and lift, and it helps you get those hard to reach areas like the inner corner and the lower lash line. Caution Mascara is a game changer. It's no wonder that Allure magazine called it a lash lift in a tube. For me, it's really important to have a mascara, like I said, that doesn't budge or smudge or flake off, again, because I'm not a good person to wear makeup all day. I touch my face, I do all of that stuff, I forget. So when I have a mascara that is going to like not let me down when I accidentally smudge my eye and forget that I have mascara on, it's amazing. And just like everything else from Hourglass, Caution is 100% cruelty-free, vegan, and comes wrapped in a beautiful, innovative package. And it really works. Discover Hourglass and experience unparalleled next-generation performance by visiting hourglasscosmetics.com/blame and use promo code BLAME to get free shipping with your purchase of a full-size Caution mascara. That's hourglasscosmetics.com/blame, promo code BLAME.
Okay, guys, we are back from our break, and we're going to hop into more calls.
I'm 21 years old. I live with my boyfriend and his roommate and her girlfriend. Well, get straight to it, actually. They bring over a friend that doesn't treat me right at all. He is really mean, and he's actually really mean to them as well. And I don't know how to confront them at all. Well, recently, actually, yesterday, I caught him stealing some of my stuff. And it's not big, valuable things. It was some of my cookbooks, because last time he was there, he mentioned that he wanted to take some of them, not really asking me, more like telling me that he was going to take them from me. And yesterday he was there, and I was going to use my cookbook that night, and I could not find it. And so I confronted them about it at first, and all it was deny, because I'm kind of OCD. I like my things in certain places. I know they don't use cookbooks, and I know my boyfriend wouldn't move it or anything, so I'm pretty sure that he took it. I don't know how to confront them more or tell them how I really feel, because it's kind of hard for me to do those type of things. But, you know, just give me some advice, please. I don't know what to do. It really hurts me because I see them as friends and I would do anything for them. And the fact that they defend him and don't take my side is kind of hard.
I mean, I think this is kind of just like a classic roommate thing where like these girls aren't your friends. They're like...
They're paying money to be there, so they feel entitled to bring whoever they want.
Yeah. And like, it just so like, it sucks that you like had to find out this way that these actually aren't your friends, because like, this is the clearest way of someone to tell you that they're not your friend is to not defend you or stick up for you when someone else is being mean.
Disrespect.
Yeah. I think like, this is just a really passive aggressive and shitty way of them telling you that they don't see you as a friend. And like, any confrontation I think you do with them,
it's just gonna make it worse.
Yeah.
It's just because anything I've had in like roommates, even stupid things, then it always becomes a passive aggressive mess.
Yeah, no,
it always does. Like, it's never like So I remember like my roommate, she kept eating my food. Like I had like cereal, and she had a ton of money, and I like just moved to LA, and I'm like I was very protective of my Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
like, so I'm like, why are you eating that? She's like, why? What do you care? I'm like, it's my food. And then it always escalates. Roommate stuff is really hard. I think, it's one of those things like maybe you just say, I would try to just compromise with them and say when he or she is coming over, like, can you just give me a heads up so I don't have to come out of my room or I don't have to be here? And if you see them touching my stuff, like, don't let them. Like, I would just give it and then see how they react, because more than likely it's not going to do anything. Yeah.
I think like I had issues with roommates stealing shit when I was in college. And it's like a very, like, it just makes you nauseous. Like it's a creepy invasion of privacy where you feel like there's a serial killer in your house, because like I'm exactly the same way of like, even if like I live in organized chaos, sometimes like I know where everything is. For the most part, I can imagine my like Aislinn hearing this being like, I know Aislinn really knows where everything is in my house, not me. But I think like as much as it sucks that like this is your living environment and you want to feel comfortable in it, like you guys have equal rights in this. And like, I think that morally they're on the wrong side. But like on paper written down, they have just as much right to be in the living room watching a movie with their shitty friend as you do with your friends who aren't shitty. Just happens that like they're friends with shitty people. So I think you're right. You're right. Exactly. Of just being like, just let me know. And if they're not even going to do that, like
then you just save money and you get a different place.
That's what I did. I got bullied out of my apartment in college, and I was like, this would be so much easier if you just told me you didn't want to be my friend anymore instead of doing this and like playing all these mind games. And so I think like you have to preserve your sanity. And I think like first step is cutting them out as friends. They're just your roommates. There doesn't have to be drama. You don't even have to have a conversation about it. They've taken the first step of showing you that you guys aren't friends, and you just take that cue and be like, yeah, cool, we're not friends. We're just roommates. And then ignore the guy when he's over there. If there's anything like of value or like sentimental or hide it. Yeah, hide it.
Be like your cookbooks, keep them in your room. Like,
and then really make your room your sanctuary. And like, does it suck that you're paying for more square footage than you're really like getting to utilize? Yes, but it's temporary. Save up for a new place and move in with your boyfriend. Yeah, like full time. I mean, they like live together, but
get your own place.
Anytime there's a lot of people in a small space, it never works. Like even if everyone's paying their fair share of money or whatever, there's always drama, and it's just the price you pay by having cheaper rent.
Yeah,
like it's all my experiences, but one, I had a kindergarten teacher that was incredible.
That's a dream roommate.
And she had this gorgeous like townhouse, and I rented a bedroom, but then within like 5 months of living there, she got engaged and sold it. So I remember when she told me, and I was just like, oh, I got engaged, and by the way, we're going to be moving. And I was like, okay, cool, Bianca. And I went back to the room and just started crying. I was like, I finally found a roommate that I like, because I lived alone for a while.
That's how I was when my roommate got pregnant.
And then you're like, oh no.
Yeah, and we lived in a townhouse too, and she owned it, and then she got pregnant.
The perfect ones never last. Yeah. It's like you want to marry them.
Yeah,
you're like,
mine
please?
Was like 5 years, but it was a great 5 years. But now I live by myself, but
you get it. So I think that, just anytime that there's 4 people living in this space. Like I tried that before, like it never works.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's always good for like a week and then it's bad.
Man. I would also say your boyfriend is friends with these 2 girls. Yeah. I think
he have a conversation. Yeah.
You're really not like you're kind of friends by proximity, like through this, like mutual. And even if it felt like more than that, like he really owes it to you to like not, I think women stand up for yourself all the time. That's what I'm saying. So you need to like, don't try and fix the situation and think that like, oh, how can I fix this? The situation doesn't need to be fixed and mended. Like the situation needs to like stop and end. Yeah. And as opposed to like trying to like get them to understand your point, you need to tell your boyfriend what's happening. If you haven't already told him, hopefully he doesn't want to be friends with those girls anymore. And if he sees like, you know, this is them being idiots, he can have that talk with them. And then you have someone in your corner. Cause right now it sounds like it's you versus the two girls. And I don't know where your boyfriend plays a role in it.
And I think cause she said that I live with my boyfriend and his roommate and her girlfriend. It seems like they were roommates first and then she moved in.
Yeah. So she feels like she doesn't have
any, and she doesn't have any power in the situation because they've already like, you know, peed everywhere and like, you know, they have their ownership of everything.
Yeah. And so I think you need to use your boyfriend, not use him,
but like gently, like I would just say like, look, you know, such and such, like, you know, say he doesn't need to like be mean to him. Just say like, hey, like he's not really nice to my girlfriend when she's over. And like he doesn't have to like her, but he needs to respect her.
Yeah. Like, cause she pays rent and she lives here too. Like that whole thing. So I think you just need someone in your corner. Cause right now it's 2 against 1 and there's 4 people who live there. So at least make it 2 against 2. Yeah. Yeah. Then you just will never stop battling.
And then you like change the law. I had to do that at one place as the lady was nuts. And I found out that she was like my rent. She was charging me $800 for rent and our whole entire rent was $1,100.
Oh, that was the story of my college life.
Okay. So I ended up like, she was just crazy and her boyfriend would be in my room sometimes. So I put a different lock on my door. I did that to your
bedroom door? That's what
I put my own lock on the bedroom door.
Yep.
She came home one day. She was like, what this? And I'm like, protection.
Yeah. I'm like, why are you trying to get in my fucking room?
And her cats too would just like come running in and tear up everything. And I love cats, but she did not discipline her kitties at all. So
they just shit and pee everywhere.
They claw everything. Like everything was a scratching post in my room.
No. Yeah. Everything's textured now.
Yeah.
Just lots of textured things. Oh, good God. Well, let us know how it goes. And on to the next one.
I'm 22 years old and I feel like I've been having some problems with boys. Basically, I tend to like hang out with guys and really vibe with guys really nicely, which is really awesome. And obviously I'm looking to date, but I haven't found someone that I really clicked with. There was one guy that I did really click with him very well. And we went on a date, but it didn't end well on my end, basically. And since then, I just feel like every guy that I've like tried to date basically after that hasn't really lived up to that guy's level, if that makes sense. And I like try to talk to some of my friends about it and be like, is there something like wrong with me? Am I just like super picky? And a lot of them have been saying that like I'm just super picky. And that one guy that I went out on a date with, he did kind of have a bit of shitty attitude, I would say. That I like obviously discovered on the date, but like if he didn't have that, he was literally like my dream guy. And a lot of my friends are like, well, you're just not giving like these other guys the amount of attention that you should be, or like maybe they could be like, you're not giving them the benefit of doubt. But I feel like these other guys that I seem to like hang out with and they definitely have feelings for me, I'm not attracted to them in that way. Like they're super sweet and they're super great guys, but there's something missing there that I wasn't missing with this other guy that had the shitty attitude or shitty personality, I would say. So I don't know what to do. Am I being too picky by saying like, no, I'm not even going to try it with these guys? Or am I staying true to myself because I'm not allowing myself to date someone that's not really worth my time if I'm not attracted to them in that sense? Like they're great guys. They're not bad looking. I'm just not, I can't see them past being friends. So I don't know what to do. Help me, please, Meghan. It'd be great. Thanks.
Okay. I'm just a little confused what your criteria is. If this other guy was perfect minus his personality.
Because she was super attracted to him. That was the key thing. She said, I was really... Because I know what she's talking about. There's those ones that you're around that you still think about. You know, that maybe you went on like 8 dates with.
Maybe. I don't know. I hate people after I go out with them.
But there's a few that are standouts. And she's just like, she wants that like oh my gosh, who are you moments. And she's just not getting it from the other guys.
Does that exist?
She wants him because she can't have him.
But I don't like how she blamed herself. Like, I did something. It's like, no,
he has a bad person. I think
he's not perfect. You can't say that somebody's perfect, but it's either perfect.
No,
it is better to be alone than with the wrong person. And I learned that the hard way. So like, you can't, like, you know, it's good to not talk yourself into a relationship. Even if someone is good on paper, like, don't be that girl. Cause I did that. And where you go, okay, they're, you know, they have a job, they're good looking, whatever. Like, I kind of like them, but you know, I could. And then eventually, if it isn't right from the start, a lot of times it just isn't right.
And I think right now, I'm not saying that you're being too picky, obviously, because I also don't know your criteria. I've been called too picky, but like, my criteria wasn't like anything on paper. It's more just like, I hate everybody, and it takes a while for me to meet someone. Me? No, like boys.
Oh, relation. Okay.
No. I don't hate everybody. I mean, but like, not like dating guy. Like, I'd meet a guy and I'm like, I was so worried that I was never going to find some, like, I wasn't, not to sound like a bitch, but I wasn't worried that someone wasn't going to like me. I was like, never going to like somebody like for more than like a couple months. And I had like a couple serious relationships, but like all the like guys that I really liked, when we broke up, I was super sad. But then moving on, I was like, I like somebody for a couple dates and then I'm like, hate you, and I'm totally over it. But also, like, that was like purely personality driven. So I wonder if, like, when you say that you're rejecting these guys, are you rejecting guys that you like see on dating apps, or are you rejecting people?
I was saying she needs to get on apps, like, get some variety. Because then if you know, I always say that like, you know, all these apps are like grocery shopping for men.
It is.
Do I want brown hair? Do I want tall? Do I want hairy? Do I want, you know, like, whatever you want, you can kind of find, like, you know, be shallow and find something physically, and then see if mentally it works.
And also, I think you'll find if you do that, you're going to realize like the things that might be on your list are really not necessarily as important as you might think they are. Because I think like every like long-term relationship I've ever been in was not with a guy that I went on one date with and I was like, he's perfect. How do I get him to like me? It's always been a guy that I was friends with that suddenly I was like, holy shit, do I like you? Like, oh my God. Like, it's never been something where like, it's like the Thor. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Chris Hemsworth. Like, drop my panties. This is everything I've ever wanted. Like, that to me, because also I can't be myself around that. Like, I can't
but I know
grow to it.
I know what she's saying though. Like, I had one that I really liked, but then it just didn't work out because he was like a little more into like drugs than I don't do drugs at all. So like, I know, like, so he's just getting high a lot, but he was like so sweet and his personality was amazing. You know, those people that you're around and like, you just like a ping pong. It's like back and forth all night. And you are like, you are so attractive because you are so funny. I think I know what she's talking about though. So she wants that again, but a lot of times that fades too.
I was gonna say that the reason why you felt that is because it was one date and like
you didn't spend a lot of time with them.
No, and you didn't get the chance for like everybody's flawed. Like every person that you meet is flawed. And I think like if your criteria and you being picky has to do with like looks, like not to be the age old cliche of like looks fade. I'm not saying like date someone you're not attracted to, but the thing that I find I'm most attracted to the guys that I've been the most in love with. But like on a piece of paper, you could probably rank them looks wise, but I wouldn't be able to because my feelings for them and why I find them attractive like stop at the like the physical part once you start to get to know that person. Like if you think of like that's why so many like
and she's only 22. She's young.
Yeah,
like I'm now in like my 30s, and I think that like you know there is a switch where you start to relax more. Yeah, when you're younger, you just want because all your friends are in relationships and they look perfect, but you like being in a relationship is a lot of work. So unless you find someone that you really like, it's not worth it. Like I've had so many that I've stayed in. And I'm like, I just want to cut them loose because you have to like work really hard to get, you know, videos done and then spend a week with them and like go do things. And if you don't really like them, it's not worth it.
Yeah. It should be easy. It shouldn't be. I mean, it shouldn't be easy. Like it takes work, but it shouldn't be like
you should want to make the effort.
Yeah, you should want to actually put that work in, as opposed to like feeling like you have to. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with being picky. I think if your pickiness is depending on what somebody looks like, and you're ignoring guys who have really great personalities and are really funny. That's why there's like so many like males like Jason Sudeikis. Would you can call him like a hottie? But no, like
I think he's hot.
I think I actually also think so. But also because he's so fun. Like you think of people and like everyone's a package. Like
I don't know if I'm gonna get shot, but I think like Justin Timberlake is like cute, but it's his personality that makes him like God. I know, but when you go, he's cute, but it's his personality makes him gorgeous. Yeah. And when he sings,
dances. Mm-hmm. He's funny too. Like,
but he's not someone that you go right away if you just saw him and didn't know that you wouldn't go, okay, you bet he's cute.
And I think that's what you need to focus on is like the package. And you also can't, like, there's totally people you can see on a dating app and be like, no, not interested, or people you meet in real life that you know automatically. But someone who you're going to rule out, like, oh, if they looked a little different, like if they were more my type, everything else is perfect. Give that person a chance, because anyone who looks perfect from the absolute on the outside, you're going to go out with them and realize that you're not into it. Like I didn't have a list. I have a friend of a friend who has, I can't even explain to you the most insane list. It involves how many siblings they have, where they went to college and where their families are from. So when they spend holidays together, they're like still in the same area.
Oh my gosh.
The most single person I've met in my entire life. I'm like, I can't understand and compute. Like, and
I don't
the most
like
picky.
No, like, I'm just like, has job, has car, is nice person. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's not, my list was like 3 things.
And like, I used to definitely think like, I didn't want to date anybody who was like in the industry. I didn't want to.
But that's so stupid, because there's so many cool people in this town. Like, I was the same way when I first came. I was like, no, because you know why? Actors are crazy.
Oh, so most of the time, actors are nuts.
Yeah, but I mean, but some are really cool. But that was my experience when I first came to LA. Like I go to acting class and I'm like, they're all nuts. Like, I can't
we're
do
all
this.
crazy. I can only deal with one of me. But also, like for a while, I was like, I want to date somebody who just like works in finance. Went on a date with a guy in finance. I was like, you are so boring. No.
We have nothing in common.
Exactly. And so like you can create these things that you think are really important. Or I used to say, like, I want to date a guy who's like this many inches taller than me, so then I can wear heels. And I only came up with that because the other guys I've dated who've been shorter, like my height, don't like when I'm taller than them. And I'm like, wait, I actually don't care. Like a lot of this type I would have is like based on like, what I think.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'8"-ish.
Okay.
7, 8,
I'm 6 feet, so I get it. Like, but I used to have this thing. I'm like, I don't want to be able to lean my head on their shoulder. I want them to be able to lean it on mine. Like, I don't want it. No, backwards. I want to be able to lean my head on their shoulder. I don't want them to be able to lean on mine because I want to feel feminine.
Yeah.
But then there's been one guy I remember that I was so attracted to, and he was like 5'7", a little like
who cares?
Hottie, total hottie. I mean, he's a little bit of a man slut, so it didn't work.
Yeah.
But like. When there's someone, because there is that thing. I think she just wants that thing. Yeah. She wants like the spark. She wants the attraction.
But
and there's nothing wrong with that. And if she wants to be picky, like don't listen to your friends. Like you have to love your friends, hang out with friends, but then do what is right for you at the end of the day.
But I think you have to give yourself the opportunity to have that spark with people on a date and not just someone you see based on attraction, because that spark, and I'm totally with you on that, like it's like an inexplicable thing that you're like, I don't know why I'm like enamored by you, and it can do with anything in that moment, can happen at any time. And I think you need to give people that opportunity, because if you have that moment by seeing a picture or just seeing what they look like, that moment usually isn't so real. That moment should come from like a conversation that you have, and like something that's a little more intimate and like not so surface level. Not that I'm saying it was, but you loved, but you were very attracted to him. But again, some of the,
just needs to relax and date.
You do.
Just relax.
The longest relationships,
there's no plan.
Yeah, longest relationships I've ever had were from friends that I was not like immediately attracted to. Like I wasn't like my high school boyfriend. I was like, no, not at all. And then I was like, oh, okay, no, I guess never mind. I do love you. Like, yeah. So I think you need to give people the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then appease your friends. Go on a couple dates. Maybe they're fucking terrible. And then you're like, see, told you, I'm not going on dates for a while.
But like also too, I know a lot of people that have been set up by their friends, and usually your friends know you better than anyone.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's what you're doing with me. That's what I'm doing with you. And all the callers.
I don't like, maybe in the future for me, I do not want to date anytime soon. But yeah, like I think that it's not a bad thing to let her friends know, like, hey, if you know someone, you think that they are my type, okay.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Yeah, you might meet someone that you think is perfectly your type and you're like, oh, you're the worst. I'm wrong. I need to reevaluate my whole type. Yeah. My type is like pretentious assholes. That's always what it is. Like a smart guy.
My type are ones that I have to take care of, and I'm fixing that. I thought I fixed it, but I didn't.
I constantly feel like that now. I'm like, I got this together. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have it together. I don't know why.
I've always like I always pick people that need me, and I don't know why. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, why can't I pick someone that's also really successful and has things? So I thought I found someone, but no, they still need me to function.
Yeah. God. Therapy. That's a great thing. Let's go to more therapy. Yeah. Love it. Oh my gosh, we're done. But now we've got, what do we call? Listener advice.
There you go.
It's 2 words that I can't fucking remember. Yeah. Things that are very,
it's a new-ish segment.
How many podcasts? Okay. I was just saying, how many podcasts?
No, doing adult thing.
Yeah.
We have a name for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Listener advice. And this is where a caller will call back, or a listener will call in and give their own advice on a previous episode where we've given advice. So maybe somebody who has some more personal experience, they'll tell me that
you were wrong or right.
or I was the greatest.
Or they have additional.
Yeah. It's usually people who've got personal experience, which is great. Cause I have no personal experience in the military, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Except for
but
these
we do have experience in loneliness.
True. Love it.
All right. This is from the original call is from the episode with Leo Howard, episode 50 about dating a mama's boy. Oh. And so this is someone that's calling in with similar experience to the original call.
I really want to know if this mama's boy calling in, if her person she's talking about is also two boys. That's always what we find is the worst. Oh. Like two boys and the mom.
And it's the younger boy.
Yeah, and the younger boy. That's always the situation.
Hi, Meghan. I am 28 years old, and I'm calling in response to the girl who called during Leo Howard's episode about her boyfriend being a mama's boy. And I just wanted to give a little bit more insight. I've been dating my boyfriend for 9 years now, and he is 28. He's 29 now as well. And he is such a mama's boy. Like, it's ridiculous. Basically, I've learned throughout my life there's three types of relationships. There's disengaged people who don't really talk a lot. They're related but by blood, but just don't have a lot of a relationship together and are very independent. And then there's like very healthy relationships, such as normal independence, but also like we're relying on each other somewhat. And there's a mesh. And this girl sounds just like my boyfriend's mom. They have a really enmeshed, unhealthy relationship where they're super codependent on one another, and they like just have very inappropriate boundaries. And what I just want to say, because I'm not really sure you quite got this across, no offense to you, is that it takes two to tango. And what I mean by that is his mom is definitely crossing boundaries and like obviously shouldn't be so involved in his romantic relationships, but he's also kind of behaving in a way that allows her to do that. And he kind of needs to take a step back and realize that himself. And as a girlfriend of someone who was a mama's boy to this extreme level, it kind of got to the point where if you don't like try to talk about it and openly communicate with your boyfriend, it got to the point where I thought his mom was so inappropriately in my relationship, and I had to set a boundary saying, I don't want you to talk about me to your mom, and I don't want you to talk about your mom to me, because it was getting to the point where she would be constantly texting him while we were together, calling him, like telling him the weather report so he drove. Like it was all like ridiculous crap, and it got so bad. Now I can only bear to see her on holidays. So just try to realize that this is a really enmeshed thing that is going to take a lot of time. And I don't know why Meghan didn't say this, because it's her motto, but therapy. Like, I went to couples therapy with my boyfriend. We talked this out. He now goes to therapy so he can learn how to kind of get away from that enmeshed closeness with his mom, and like just talking to his mom and saying like, I want you to so be a part of my life, but there are some things that I need to just keep for me and my girlfriend, just like you and dad would keep these things for you and dad, you know? So just good luck, and really just try to be assertive and open in communication and give it time, but definitely don't let it fester, because otherwise you'll just freak out and it'll ruin family ties. And like, you don't want to have him choose between his family and you don't want his mom to get in the way of your relationship either.
Not to defend myself, but I feel like I probably said the guy sucked. The guy, it was part of him too.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. I won't defend previous me.
Yeah, but I think what she said was solid.
No, she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's totally right. I agree on all ends. I think it's you are also a mom of a son. So
yeah,
eventually.
and I think that, you know, also too, if you enter into a relationship and someone's a mama's boy, it's not going to change. So you have to either accept that or move on, because people that are mama's boys, like, you know, or like have weird attachments to their families, it's just what it is.
Yeah, and I think there are ways you can set like healthy boundaries, but you're making a compromise. So if you're not okay with kind of making a compromise,
and if you have children, that's their grandmother. You think boundaries are bad now?
Yeah, I know.
I know this firsthand because my ex was a mama's boy, and the moment I had a child, it's like she owned my child.
My God.
So I like, you know, you have to think about the future too, because you're marrying that whole entire family. You're not just marrying them. So you kind of have to accept everyone or move on. Yeah. Like you can't, because they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, also therapy is a great option. I'm surprised I also didn't say that, because couples therapy, especially, not even just for like for you and like your partner, if you're having those kinds of issues, like it doesn't have to just be, there can be third party issues that you have that can take you to therapy, not just like your relationship might be great, but there might be other factors. So
you could do family therapy too with the mom.
Yeah. Ooh, that's awkward.
It could be awkward, but if you want to get through it, that might be the only way to go.
It's true. It's about how much you care about it. And then also putting forth the effort in trying to like make it work from all ends and make people like not miserable, I think is important. But then also knowing that like you can put in the work and then also know that you can still be done. Like if you put in the work and it didn't work, or if it didn't like hold up to like what you wanted it to be, that's okay. Like it's fine. I think it's good to put in work, and it doesn't always work out, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try at least. Yep. But yeah. Well, to the mama's boys. No, not to the mama's boys. Not about that. Well, that's our episode. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Plug your book one last time for everybody.
It's at everywhere pretty much. I don't know. A sucky love story, overcoming unhappily ever after. It's a true crime tale. It's my real life that happened, and it's very juicy because I had no one to talk to but my laptop, so I kind of spilled everything. But yeah,
I cannot.
You're going to be texting me in the middle of the night with like, if you wear a retainer, you're going to have a retainer in, because that's what happens. All my friends are like, Brittani, oh my God. She's crazy. No, like, I cannot believe this happened to you. I keep getting those messages at like the middle of the night.
Funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish I had a retainer. I'll just do it. I don't have a retainer, but I'll do the voice.
I have a retainer. I had a lisp for a while because of the retainer.
I love that.
Because I had braces.
Because you got used to the retainer.
Yeah, I got used to the retainer. And then my tongue, and I wouldn't like enunciate. And already I'm like tongue tied, and probably, you know, as a baby, you should have had it cut. So I don't enunciate. So add in the retainer, and you're like, what'd you just say?
Oh my God. I can't imagine. I already don't enunciate either. I use up directors all the time. But can you sound a little more sober?
Or talk slower?
Oh yeah. I'm like, my tongue just goes
all
like
my hosting jobs, it's like, okay, great energy, but slow down, and then enunciate.
Yeah, that's me too. I don't know how to do that. I'm like, not sure. Well, I'll have all of our socials listed down below, including Melissa and I's, if you guys want to follow us. And if you are watching this episode on YouTube, head on over to iTunes and subscribe to us on the podcast app. We're also on Stitcher Premium, guys, ad-free with bonus episodes bi-weekly on Wednesdays, where I take over Melissa's dating life, all that stuff. And then if you want to find out anywhere else, I mean, yes, it's also on YouTube. If you haven't watched it on YouTube yet, see the video component, and go to don'tblameme.show if you want to learn more about where to listen to us. And you can follow us on Instagram at don'tblamememepod. And what else? That's it. Give us a call.
Oh, we're on Spotify now too.
We're on Spotify now?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. This is, I just found that
last night.
Shut up. I just found that out. Wow. Everyone's going to be really, I've been getting a lot of requests. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how we do that. That's Melissa knows how to say
I'm a podcast newbie. So I just go on iTunes. So I don't understand. There's like, I've heard of Stitcher and all these things, but I haven't done it yet.
Oh, it's good. Ad free. Check it out.
I will.
And if you guys want to give us a call for an upcoming episode, you need some help with your life, we can attempt to help you. If you give us a call at 310-694-0976, leave us a voicemail there. Or if you're an international listener, you can email us an audio file at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Own iconic luxury items at unreal values with The RealReal, the leading reseller of authenticated luxury from top designers at up to 90% off retail. Every item is authenticated by The RealReal's team of experts, and new arrivals come in daily. New customers receive an automatic $25 off at checkout. Shop in-store, online, or download the app and get 20% off select items with the promo code REAL. TheRealReal.com, promo code REAL. Don't Blame Me is a production by me, produced, directed, and edited by Melissa DeMont. Post-production sound by Chris Henry, production assistant Julie Carley, and music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter. I'll see you guys next week, and don't blame me if your life, completely fucks up before then. Oh.